My name is Rachel Hackius. I'm a senior, but this is actually my 5th year of college, but I came from community college, so I'm just taking one more year to finish up my credits, and I'm on the Jefferson women's rowing team. I chose Jefferson because my advisor for my community college was really advocating for them when I was talking about my career as like a physical therapist, so I started looking into their undergrad programs, and when I applied here and then I came for like a quick tour with my dad, and it was like the transfer decision day, they accepted me and I just fell in love with the campus. I had really no knowledge of rowing, except when I was younger I had 2 cousins that rowed at 2 different universities, and I saw them both race like really young. I was maybe like 5 or 6 years old, and then never thought about it again until I came to Jefferson, and that's when I got an email from coach about the interest meeting, and it really just piqued my interest, and as soon as we started practicing and racing I just fell in love with the sport.
What's the hardest part about rowing that nobody would think of?
I don't know if people don't think about it, but definitely my hands. I never really understood how callous they would become, especially when we're on the water and our oars are just tearing our hands up, but that's probably my least favorite part about the sport. My major is health science, and I'm also minoring in exercise science, and I've just been an athlete my whole life, and I really want to go to be a physical therapist through grad school, so I just have always been interested in sports and kind of like the rehab and rehabilitation of post-op surgeries and stuff, so PT and health science is for me.
What is your dream job?
Being a physical therapist, but I would really, if I could have my choice and live it out for the rest of my life, I'd love to work with pediatrics, especially at CHOP.
If you could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I'd probably like to backpack through Europe at some point in my life and just really tour as much as I can, whether it's France or Germany or even Ireland, or kind of all pique my interest.
What is someone most likely to see you doing when you were not rowing?
Probably on the phone with like my dad or my sister. I seem to call them about like 12 times a week, and they can't really ever get away from me, or I'm just like hanging out in my house with my dog and my roommates.
What is the toughest part of being a Division II student athlete?
Probably the amount of time that goes into being a student and then being an athlete, with practices, and especially with rowing, being up at 5 a.m. every morning and then getting to class by 8 and then being in class till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's really just a big time commitment, and then just staying on top of your health and wellness on top of that. Some of the best advice I've ever been given is my dad kind of always tells me, especially like with this time in my life right now, is like the harder you work now and like the more you study and just like really get ready for your career, like the easier the rest of your life will be. And I just kind of apply that to everything else, where like the harder we train now in like the winter, and especially like during like the fall, kind of like the better our spring season's gonna be. So I just kind of try to apply that to any aspect of my life. The harder I work now, the easier it'll be.
Favorite professional sports team?
Flyers.
TV show you can watch over and over?
Oh my gosh, Scrubs.
Favorite musical artist?
Ooh, Khalid.
Funniest teammate?
Oh my gosh, Hannah Tabinas.
Beach or mountains?
Oh, mountains.
Favorite childhood cartoon?
SpongeBob.